The figure shows the complex wave retrieval setup for microscopy holography. The components used in this setup are laser 532 nanometer, and then followed by filter, spatial filter, pinhole, aperture, biconvex lens, beam splitter, 2 50-50, that means 50 transmission and 50 reflection, and then 2 mirrors and CCTV camera. Yes, come to the first component, laser, which is we are using in this setup is 532 nanometer. That means that it is in green wavelength. Usually visual wavelength varies from 400 to 700 nanometers, or in terms of frequency we can say that 4 into 10 power 14 hertz to 7.5 10 into 10 power 14 hertz. So the region's color range varies from violet to red. In between we have violet having less wavelength and red having more wavelength. Laser is nothing but light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Let us see briefly about that laser, how it should be, how it became stimulated emission. So consider an atom which consists of nucleus, and these are the orbits. Suppose we can assume this is the ground state and this is excitation state. Suppose electrons in ground state. If external energy falls on this electron, that means we can say this photon. If photon falls on this electron goes to excitation state. This process is called absorption. So the electron, it won't be sit in the excitation state for a long time. Again it will comes to ground state. So how it comes into ground state? By two-step methods. One method is spontaneous emission, and second method is stimulated emission. Spontaneous emission means without any external energy the electron comes to the ground state from the excitation state. Is called a spontaneous emission. We don't require any energy to apply for that atom. It causes naturally. So, and second method is stimulated emission. In stimulated emission, when an external energy falls on the atom, the electron comes down to the ground state. So the incident photon one, and after coming to the ground state we are having another photon. So total we are having 2 photons. This process is called stimulated emission. Stimulated emission because of incident photon and then emitted photon. So this is the process how the spontaneous stimulated emission and spontaneous emission happens. So, and then we can see brief discussion about that interference. Interference is nothing but interference of two waves which results in higher amplitude or lower amplitude. Suppose there is a point source which is produces a interference, oscillations, and there is another same frequency. It is also produces like this and due to interaction of both point sources you can see this is the interference happening. So here we are getting a low amplitude, here we are getting a high amplitude. This process is called interference. So interference can be happen two times: constructive interference, destructive interference.